We are talking with Doug Upstone from ImpactWageringSolutions.com and Steve from CollegeFootballWinning.com, previewing Week 10 in college football here on the SBR TV College Football Experts Roundtable. Let's get to the game that actually both of you told me you wanted to talk about, unbeknownst to each other. You both picked this game as one you want to discuss, and that's Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a small home underdog of +2.5. It opened at about 2. Both these teams are off of extended rest, and I'm not exactly sure what side you guys are going to say you like here. The one notable factor is that Pitt lost running back Ray Graham, but that's factored into the line, I assume. I look at this game. I'm not sure what you're going to say, and let's start with Steve from CollegeFootballWinning.com. Which side do you like here?
I like Cincinnati here, and I know you mentioned that with Ray Graham out, who was the #2 rusher in the nation before he went down with his injury last week, he accounted for 37% of all of Pittsburgh's offense. Pitt is 3-3 against the spread at home. Cincinnati is 5-2 overall and 2-1 against the spread away. The only time that Pittsburgh wins against FBS teams, that's happened 3 times, that's when they go over 400 yards of total offense. Now, conversely, the only time that Cincinnati allows 400 yards of total offense against them is when there is some sort of prolific passer. Tino Sunseri is averaging 209 yards of passing offense. Cincinnati has a pretty porous passing defense, and Tino Sunseri did go just over 400 yards against a terrible UConn secondary last week. So it's not impossible, but it is improbable. I really like Cincinnati coming off of a bye in this position.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, you make a good point. Doug Upstone, you also picked this game. You've heard what Steve has had to say. Would you like to respectfully disagree or respectfully agree?
Well, I will respectfully agree with Steve on this particular case, because the one thing that he mentioned is Tino Sunseri, and one thing about him is if you watch any of his games, and actually the best game with him to understand was the Iowa game. He played a great 3 quarters against Iowa, and as soon as there was pressure on him, he folded like a tent. And I believe Cincinnati has the ability, from a pass rushing standpoint, to put the pressure on him. And if that's the case with no Ray Graham, I really wonder where Pittsburgh goes for offense. Now, even though Pittsburgh has covered 7 of 8 against Cincinnati, I think the Bearcats are the play at Heinz Field on Saturday.
All right, consensus on Cincinnati.